Okay, I am here today with Azmeet Dhillon, who is a teacher at Coquitlam Continuing Education in our Foundations Department. Azmeet will be speaking at our upcoming Adult-Centered Education Conference taking place on Friday, May 21st online this year. So first of all, welcome Azmeet, and maybe you can just say a few things about yourself.
Sure. So thanks for taking the time to interview me. So as you mentioned, I'm a Foundations English teacher. So I've been working here since 2009. And before that, I taught high school English. And I also worked with adults in Mexico, and I taught high school in England. So yeah, I feel like I've kind of done a bit of quite a few things.
Absolutely, absolutely. Very diverse teaching background and lots of experiences to draw upon. That's great. Um, so I just have a couple questions for you today in anticipation of our conference. So, about a year ago, everything kind of changed around the world. And so that's kind of related to my first question. How has your teaching changed during the pandemic? Obviously, we're online, but how has it changed?
Well, I mean, everything is so different. As you know, I took a year off because I had a baby, and
Yep.
it feels like I came back and not just teaching, but it just seems like the whole world is so different. There is so much anxiety and fear out there, and our students joining us, they may be having some difficulties getting online. It may
Mm,
not be an ideal situation for them. But there's also all this fear and anxiety on top of
mm.
that. So it is quite different, completely different, actually.
Right, absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah, you said that very well with the level of anxiety. Um, so the second question I have, and on a more positive note, I guess, is um, what will you be presenting on? I know you are going to be speaking on a topic that's related to technology, obviously, in our Tech Jam portion of the conference. So what will your topic be?
Well, I mean, it kind of relates to the first question. For me, I just found that teaching online, it's obviously very different from teaching in person. And something that I like to do in person is just to make sure that I'm not the person speaking the most.
Mhm.
When I went to a conference a couple of years ago, something that really stuck with me was the presenter said that the person speaking the most is the one learning the most.
Mm,
And I've always kept that in my mind when I'm planning my lessons. And now that I'm teaching online, I really struggled with getting students to talk,
mm,
and just me talking as keeping my talking as minimal as possible.
mm,
So I had to find ways to plan a lesson where not just that it's not just that other people talk, but everybody talks.
mhm.
Everybody has a chance to participate. And it's definitely a lot more challenging doing that online.
Right.
So that's something that I'll be presenting on.
Okay. No, that's a kind of a little preview, get everyone excited. No, that's great. And
Mhm.
like you said, it is a challenge to get everyone speaking in a face-to-face class, and much harder in an online class. Last
Mhm.
question here for a little interview today is, and it might be kind of related to the previous question, but
Mhm.
how can you create a more engaging online class? And I'm sure this is a
Mhm.
question that teachers around the world since the start of this pandemic have really
Mhm.
wrestled with. How do you do it? Because I know you do
Mhm.
it in your class. How do you do that?
I mean, yeah, I try. So as I mentioned, I really want the people talk, it should be my students who are doing most of the talking,
Mhm.
but I try to find ways to get them chatting, participating, excited about what we're
Mhm.
talking about.
Right.
And I even find ways to get them moving.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so don't forget that. I try to get students to move, because some students just learn better when they're moving.
Mhm.
Some students are better at when they listen to things or see something in front of them. So I try to incorporate all different types of material for them to
Right.
learn from.
That's awesome. I really like the part about the kinesthetic and yeah, I guess when you're at your computer for so long too, you want to be up
Mhm.
moving around.
Yeah,
That's really good advice, I think,
yeah.
for students and teachers, right?
Mhm.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Azmeet, for taking some time this afternoon. And once again, the Adult Centered Education Conference, virtual conference, 2021 is going to be held on Friday, May 21st, and you can see Azmeet and our other presenters at that conference. aceconference.net is where you go to for more information. So thank you again to Azmeet, and we will see you at ACE.